Hello, my name is Camila Pagan and I am part of Challenge 2014, and this is my math assignment number 3, question number 2 video assignment submission. So the first question asks us to find the extrema of a function. The local extrema of a function. A local extrema is where the maximum or the minimum points of the function are found. So we need to test the function by finding its derivative and then plotting the points where the function is not defined and its critical points in a number line. And so we begin with the question that asks f of x equals x plus 1 over x. In order to rewrite this for an easier way to find its derivative, you rewrite this equation as f of x equals x plus x to the negative 1. And now we find its derivative. The derivative of the function will be 1 plus 1 over x squared. Because this is according to the properties of derivatives, where the constant x will equal the constant, so it's 1, and so x minus 1, you always need to have the negatives underneath in the denominator. And so from this equation we need to solve for x, so we equal the equation to 0. So we have that 1 plus 1 over x squared equals 0, and then, oops, sorry, this is a minus. This here is minus. And so now we have that 1 equals 1 over x squared. And so we multiply for x squared to solve x squared equals 1, whose square root is going to equal, x is going to equal more or less 1, because the square root has a positive and a negative value. And so we need to test this in the plot line. We're going to plot the points, the critical points. So we have negative 1 and 1. And we're also going to plot 0, because this function is not defined in 0. Because if you try to test for 0, then you will have you will get an error. You will not have a value. So 0. And so we need to test for points that are nearby. So points that are about these, that are similar, that are nearby these points but not exactly them, would be negative 2, 0.5, negative 0.5, 0.5, and 2. So these values, we need to test them in the derivative of the function. So here, we test to see if it will give an increasing or decreasing value, whether it's positive or negative. So when you test negative 2 will become 1 minus 1/4, so it's going to be a positive value, positive sign. The negative 0.5, however, will give you 2, so it will give you 1 over 2, will give you a value of 2, so 1 minus 2 is a negative value, and it's the same thing with its positive value, because it's a square of the number, so it will be the same, so negative and positive. But since the function is not defined at 0, then it cannot be considered one of the local extrema. Then the local extrema will finally be 1 and negative 1. When x equals negative 1 and 1. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.